to get started. And thankfully starting the day with some profit cushion as well, thanks to AGFY. And KevBot, my alert actually went out for AGFY about 15 minutes ago. Yeah, about 15 minutes ago. I see you say you're anticipating an alert, but yeah, it went out 15 minutes ago, so you may have missed the notification or something there. You got it. Okay. All right. Just making sure. But yeah, let's see where it wants to go. I've still got 20% left in that. If it wants to make that move up into the 70s, then that's cool. If not, then we're out with profit regardless. But a really, really nice way to definitely start the day there. If you guys caught it, though, let me know in the chat. Let me know if you guys were able to play it. I always like the pre-market gappers like that. You know, it's not a time, like we said last night, it's not a time to really make or break your day, but it's a really good kind of just opportunity to at least get some profit on the table so that it just de-risks and just reduces a lot of the stress that really comes at the bell. So I like pre-market for that reason. It's not a time to, you know, come in, trade, be done for the day, buy open, but it's a good time to come in and get some profit cushion under your belt. Because the thing is, if you were to trade with normal size, you take a few full size losses, and boom, you're starting the day in an unmanageable area to where you can't really get back to green, and it's not a good place to be. So that's why I always say, with the lack of liquidity, the lack of predictability, and the lack of risk management in pre-market, it's always best to size down. So trading with a quarter size is a really good way to do it, and I think this morning we did a pretty good job. So just one trade so far today for about 11% overall so far. We'll see where it wants to go, but REVB, take a look at this on the daily here over, looks like 260. Did this have a reverse split recently? Why do I feel like this had a reverse split? Okay, it did actually, yes. Months ago. Yeah, okay. All right, so 1 for 30 reverse split in January 25th. I knew this thing wasn't $3, so. Okay, so reverse split, float here is 1.63 million shares. I would like to watch this today off of, as long as we can maintain over that 260, it's not really a bad look. So you can watch this out of the bell today. I wouldn't watch it yet. I think it's a little bit too early. You'd be anticipating a bit too hard. But after we do get into the open, we can watch it over 260. Let me refit this here. And again, we will look at that over 260 on our EVB there on the daily. Let's see. And those of you on Thinkorswim, I've seen a lot of negative stuff about them lately, so I would maybe consider switching. It's not really too big of a hassle to switch. We've got range on our EVB pretty much back to pre-market highs, and that's really where you start to run into some issues here on the daily as well, as that 350 area. Over 350, you've got 440, so we can take a look at that there. Again, just for the move back up to PM highs. I don't love setups like this where you only have range back to PM highs, so I wouldn't say that it's necessarily A+, and for that reason, I want to wait for it to set up a bit better. Issue is that with that incentive only being to 350 at the PM highs, you know, what's the point of longs coming back in here at 295 if it can only get back to where it was at 350? So there's not much incentive to get this up through highs. So we're gonna have to wait and see what it wants to do, but for that reason alone, I don't love it too much down here under $3. But I still will put it on my watch list for the watch off of 260. Maybe it sets up for us, you know, who knows. But again, I've still got 20% left in my AGFY as well. If you've already sold full on that, make sure you are practicing letting your runners run, because if not, you're not going to be able to let your winners outweigh your losers as easy as it should. So on AGFY, I've still got 20% left with a stop loss at 55.50, and I want to see where it wants to go. I'm actually going to raise that stop loss to, let's see, where do I want to toss her now? We'll do a 57 cent. So that is now raised to 57 cents on AGFY for the last 20%. All right, so our EVB we're going to watch off of 260. My favorite setup for the day, though, which is not on the gap scan, but it's on our nightly watch list, and it's GRDI for the day. I wish it would load. Come on. Come on. It's frozen. Come on. Might have to restart the scanner. I don't know why it's been doing this lately. Weeble gave me issues last week too. Trade ideas freezing. Let's try to restart here. But anyways, ticker is GRDI. It's on the nightly watch list. If you actually took the time to prepare for your setups today, you would have seen GRDI. It looks amazing. If we can catch a nice little flush on that today, we can probably catch a nice little reversal back up into the 120s and 130s. And I like that quite a bit. So definitely want to be watching that one today from last night's watch list. And again, we're going to be watching this off of the whole number level, off of $1, which is also pretty much right in line with the 50-day moving average here on the hourly time frame. So I like this quite a bit. Like it quite a bit. So we're going to be watching it off the flush today for the possible reversal back up into the 130s, 140s, and so on. It's a really good look. So this is going to be off of its 50 EMA and that dollar whole number level. But one of my favorite setups for today by far. So KevBot, like I always say, when it comes to transferring to a different broker, I know you don't want to wait the multiple days that it takes for it to transfer, but the biggest thing that I can say is, better now than later. The sooner the better, because regardless, you're gonna have to wait a few days. And if your execution can improve from switching, I think there's kind of a no-brainer. I think it really is a no-brainer. MLGO up again today, testing that previous high from last week off 520. We played this last week pretty well. But do I like it for today? Let's see. What did it test this morning? 580? Yep, that's 580. Nice curl on REVB off that 260. I didn't want to play it there because I didn't like the incentive back up to the highs, but sure enough, it actually made the move already, almost a 40-cent move on REVB. So might have actually went ahead and missed that plan, but I didn't love it. I didn't love it. For that reason, I'd stayed away from it. All right, MLGO, though, over 520. It does have ranged back to about 650, which does give you some room over the pre-market highs here. I'll watch and see how it sets up. It's not one that I love as of right now at all. But I will watch it over 520 today. Man, RAVB is already actually going. I cannot believe. I guess that incentive was there, but for me, I didn't see much incentive there over the highs. But we'll see what it wants to do. I would still be watching this off the pullbacks, though, over that 260. So at this point, it needs to maintain higher lows to continue this little structure that it's got, but it needs to hold over 275 at this point. So if you want to watch dips on RVB off 275, now that you've got that confirmation of buyers off the lows, you can definitely watch this for pullbacks. So watch that off of 275 now on REVB. What does EMA mean? The EMA is the exponential moving average. It's a way of determining trend and range in our setups. If you go through broker setup, you'll also see that indicator there. If you have not gone through broker setup, and if you have not gone through any of the Start Here channels in this group before trading with us, you are screwing up big time. So please make sure you go through those channels first before ever placing a trade here. You're not going to know what's going on. You're not going to have an idea of what I'm saying or what I'm doing. So please make sure to do that first, regardless of your experience level. Go through there so you at least know how we work and how we operate, and that'll help you out a ton. All right, let's see any final gappers that we may have missed. So far we've got REVB, we've got GRDI, which is my favorite. We've already got 20% left in AGFY, so I'm not going to put it on the watch list because we've already played it. I don't think I'm going to like it again today. We've also got MLGO over 520 as well. Follow instructions. Yeah, follow instructions. Exactly. I don't ask for much, but I do ask that you follow instructions. That's about it. That way you see the best success, helps me out, helps you out. So just do your part, and that's about it. Aside from that, it's pretty easy. DJT, some buyers off the lows. Little bounce, not a fan. Let's see, have we missed anything on the list here? I'm only seeing 3 that I somewhat actually enjoy. We've got a few on the nightly watch list aside from these small caps that we like too. We have Chewy and we also have SRPT again. SRPT we did amazing on Friday. That was my biggest win of the day on Friday. Did amazing, kind of $10 per share move. And hopefully we can play it again today. Similar plan that I wanted to watch on that. I haven't looked at it yet this morning, so I'm not sure how it opened up after the weekend, but we'll take a look in a second. I'm assuming it didn't gap up in pre because I don't see it on the gap scan, which is a good thing. I don't want it to gap up in pre-market. I want it to stay where it's at. Back to the highs here on AGFY. But yeah, we'll take a look at that in just a second and see maybe where it's going to open for us on SRPT. I don't see any more gappers that I am in love with. So let me go ahead and pull up the nightly watch list so we can go over those 2 stickers as well. All right. SRPT we've got on the list here. Let me get this pulled up here. How did this open after the weekend? Sideways. Okay, good. So I do want to watch this one today. Let me ensure that I like my plan real quick. I know I was watching this off of 157, which is off the daily low from Friday. Yeah, I still like that. I feel like that's a little bit loose, actually, but I do like it. So I'm going to stick to that plan there. Yeah, I'm going to stick to that. I would say at worst, I would say 156.50 if we want to leave it a little bit more breathing room, which I wouldn't have an issue doing. I think doing 156.30 might be the best way here. So let's do that. Let's leave it some room. Like I said last night, you don't lose any more money from leaving breathing room, right? You're not losing any more money from giving breathing room. All right, so let's watch that off 156.30 today. That'll be on SRPT. All right, we've also got Chewy to watch today, and Chewy, same plan from last week, which the plan from last week actually panned out perfectly. I think I actually probably missed the entry on it, but I don't trade Friday afternoons at all. I usually don't trade afternoons in general, but Friday afternoons, it's a big no-no. So I didn't want to take this on Friday because it's a slower moving stock, and I knew if I was to play this pullback into demand, I would have been left hanging. I would have been left hanging all day. I'm not going to sit here and hold something like this all day. It made the move, give or take. I mean, it made the move. So I don't like it with the same plan as Friday, though, because obviously if you get a move all the way back down to the past lows, I feel like it's a bit invalid. But if we can hold over 25 today, I wouldn't mind taking a dip on Chewy. But again, I wouldn't take it all the way down into the 24s. I would want it to hold off 25. As long as we can manage to do that. Again, I wouldn't want to take it off of, because we were risking 24.70. I would keep it tighter than that. You know, I wouldn't risk way down there in the 24s. But I definitely think that risking a 25 on this today is more so the way to go. Otherwise, you're just giving it too much room to just prove you're wrong. And I don't like that here. So Chewy we're going to watch today over 25. So we've got Chewy, we have SRPT, we have MLGO, GRDI, and REVB for the day so far. And of course, GRDI, I think is one of my favorites. I usually don't like to have favorites going into a trading day, but looking at the setup, I can tell you right now, quality-wise, not really a favorite-wise, but quality-wise, it's got the most going for it. I just like it. I like it. It's liquid. It's, you know, active. It's still in people's minds from Friday. I like the setup. So definitely going to be watching this one today pretty closely for a possible day 3 move. It held really, really well on Friday after its big move on Thursday. We actually played this Thursday really well. I don't know if we played it Friday. I believe that we did. Did we play GRDI Friday? We did not. Okay, we did not. But we did play it Thursday quite a bit. Yeah, we played it pretty nice on Thursday. But yeah, I like it for today, though. It looks great. MLGO is also trying to set up for us going into the open today. It's already at 550 here. And again, we're going to be watching that one over 520 out of the open. And I might even buckle that down to maybe 5. Maybe give it some room down to $5 instead. That way we can just watch the dips off of VWAP. Otherwise, I feel like we just keep it a bit too tight here. And I feel like risking it off of 5, that whole number level instead, might be the better idea. So let's loosen that a tad. So we've got REVB off 275, which I do like. We've got GRDI, we've got LGO, SRPT. I think we're good. I think we're good. We got it's about 10 minutes as well. And I don't think that there's any other gappers that I've seen that I love this morning. It is Monday, so keep that in mind. And also keep in mind next week is a massive holiday week, which is likely to be slow. Not this week, but next week. So you got July 4th coming up. So likely to be a lot slower than last week's holiday week, because obviously 4th of July is one of the biggest holidays of the year as far as vacation goes. So a lot of people step away from the desk, you know, head away for a little bit. That's why you get a lesser volume during 4th of July week. But it's okay. That means we'll stay pickier next week and see what we get. But as of today, though, these are our setups we've got. So make sure that you do spend the next 10 minutes going through, pulling them all up, get your charts all marked up, ready to go. If you have any questions as well, make sure to let me know. I'm going to get this list posted up while you guys do that. AMD, I don't know if I'd be trading off 3 hours of sleep, brother, if I'm being honest. I don't know if that's a great idea. I don't know if you are or not, but that's my opinion. I don't think that I would. Seems like holiday after holiday. Yeah, they keep on adding holidays. Maybe we're gonna get a holiday every week coming up soon. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot of holidays in the early part of the year and towards the middle. Then we're kind of free until what, like October, November. So holidays will start to slim out soon. I don't look forward to holiday week. I mean, there's nothing wrong with trading holiday weeks though. Like last week was fine. We did awesome last week. It was just a little bit slower. That's it. So if you're not disciplined, yes, it can be tricky because you don't know when to sit back and, you know, or maybe you do know when to sit back and you just struggle actually sitting back. Then that can make it kind of tricky. But aside from that, it's really no different. Because every day we come in, I don't care what the holiday is, I don't care what the week is, or the day is, or the month is, or the season, the cycle, anything. We know what setups we're looking for. If we don't see those setups that we're looking for, we just don't trade quite as much, right? Or we just don't trade at all. So that's why in weeks like last week, we actually averaged, I think we had close to 7 or 8 trades a day. Whereas in a slower cycle, you know, you might have, you know, 2 trades a day, 3 trades a day. So it just all depends. So that's why we stick to what we like, stick to what we know, and stick to what we're looking for. Otherwise, you just don't expose yourself. And whenever you can do that properly, you don't care what the week is, what the day is, or anything like that, because you know that worst case, there's no setups. You're just going to sit back and wait. Take a look at MLGO here, guys. It's setting up really, really well going into the open here. I want to watch this for dips off of VWAP going into the bell. And it's actually got range here at about 580 and 6. Definitely watch this for dips. If you can find an entry on this in the 520s, risking 5, this is a pretty nice spot for an entry, especially out of the open. If we can catch a little dip entry on this off of that 5. Yeah, that's a really, really nice look. Let me get my trade here on AGFY up here. I've got it from 54 to 61. What do I think of ALIM? It wasn't on my scans, so I can tell you I probably don't like it, but yeah, well, hold on. I typed in the wrong ticker. ALIM. What is this, a buyout? What is the news here? It's got to be buyout or something. Yes, it is. Yeah, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Anytime you've got a buyout or an acquisition or anything where there's a set price per share where something is getting bought out or something like that, leave it alone. There's no incentive, right? Because everybody out there has the same exact You know, oh, this thing is getting bought, as an example. Oh, this stock is getting bought out at $7 a share. Everybody knows that, so there's no incentive, right? There's no edge and there's no incentive. So buy out, leave it alone. Any buyout rumors, I'll typically leave it alone as well. Maybe you play it a little bit, scalp at some on the momentum, but rumors are different than, you know, an actual buyout. So anytime you see those buyouts, leave them be. RGLS getting crushed. This thing popped up from 250 to 350 this morning, now down under 2. All right, so top watches into the open today, MLGO and GRDI. MLGO we like off $5, and GRDI we like off of $1. So both of them very similar setups. The pullbacks to that psych level, both are equally as good in my opinion. Although I do like GRDI a tad bit more. Seems like it just floats after that happens. Exactly. So there's no incentive, right? Because everybody already knows the price is getting bought out at. There's no incentive. So that's why you see those buyout names just trade sideways. Keep watching this MLGO, guys. Going to be watching this one rather close. I'm also going to be ready to go with GRDI here after open 2, watching it closely. If I see any buyers come in after the open on GRDI, that's my sign. We're going to see if we can't play that. But again, we've already got nice cushion under our belt today. Nice profit because of AGFY earlier from 54 to 61. So we're starting the day on a good note. Just got to stay picky. Keep in mind that it is Monday. And last week was a big week. So we don't want to come in today and get too overzealous and get too, you know, excited out there because we don't know what this week has in store for us yet. So we've got to wait and see. And depending on that, we can try to figure out what the trend's going to be for the week. REVB, take it off your list for now. I don't love it here. Put a little line next to it for me so I don't go and try to play it. But yeah, I don't love it off that 275 anymore. It's starting to break to the downside. And so far, all we have this morning so far for trades is AGFY. That's it. Three minutes until the open. But yeah, watching GRDI, as soon as the market opens, watch the dump on it. Or I say the dump, watch the dips on it. Don't look for a dump. Watch the dips on it into the lower teens. That'll be where I'm starting to look at this for an entry. And of course, MLGO, watch that in the lower 520s and 530s. Still in AGFY? Not right now. Not right now. Yeah, I'm out of that for now. Played it from 54 to 61, and I'm out for now. Less than 2 minutes to go. Make sure all of your charts are ready. Make sure you've marked them all up. Let's see what we can do. Those of you on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and shut down those streams now to get ready for the open with the team. But awesome green way to start the day with AGFY from 54 to 61. And we have 5 setups for watching into the open today. So it should be a pretty active day. But good luck, happy trading, and I will catch you guys later. Peace, guys.